getting counseling therapy from professionals is still considered a stigma. People with mental health problems can also experience discrimination and negative treatments in all aspects of their lives. This stigma and discrimination makes many people problems worse. Mental health remains a taboo in Asia. Poor mental health affects nearly everyone at some point in their lives. A common reason why mental health can be a taboo subject is a fear of appearing weak and vulnerable in front of others. The Inner Link, TIL, is a queer-friendly, queer-accepting, and client-affirming organization. We are governed by the Malaysian Board of Counselor, LKM. We are also certified fitness practitioners, certified yoga instructor, sound and healing therapist, music therapist and art therapist, offering psychological services such as mental health counseling for individual, couple and group counseling, psychiatric care, psychological assessments, child counseling and development, career development, employee care and workshops and wellness services like yoga, sound therapy, music therapy, fitness classes and art therapy for those experiencing mental illness and people who are undergoing life stressors. We help people to achieve a stable mental health and mental wellness and live the best life. Our fitness trainers help your body to be healthy, and brain health experts cleanse your thoughts. Fight back, take the negative thoughts captive and replace them with life truths and reality. Reach out to us, visit our website today. theinnerlink.com, email us for more information or meet us personally or office during opening hours and enjoy our extraordinary and specialized services. It's never too late to enjoy a healthy life. Let us help you take care of your mental health and wellness.
music's quite loud though. But
Okay. Yeah. Can you hear me loud and clear?
I think yes.
You think yes?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
this
I
is
can hear you. Yeah.
okay. I'm talking to Shannon, right?
No, you're talking to Deb.
Oh, Deb. Eh?
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Deb. Oh, I
Hi.
thought Shannon is the host.
Oh,
Okay. But I can't see you, right?
not yet. But it will start soon.
In 5 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But
It's a little bit
camera-wise,
soft. I
it's a
can't
little
really
bit soft.
hear. Yeah. I may can you all hear
Oh,
me?
hi, May.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, I can.
cool.
So May can't really hear me.
Yeah, I can't hear you. Yep.
Deb, you can hear me?
You're a little bit soft. Like just a little bit. Yeah.
Is it better now?
Yep, I think so. It's slightly better.
Yeah.
Okay, alright. I have pulled the mic sound to the max. So can you hear me loud and clear now?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. How about camera wise? Is it okay?
We will only know when we start.
Live, yeah.
Okay. I see. Okay then.
Okay. Talk to you soon.
Sure, thanks.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. How's everyone this evening? You guys had your dinner yet? Yeah. Okay. Okay, how are you two? It's been a while since I've seen you two. Yeah.
It is. It has been.
And Anna too. Yeah. Okay. Can you hear us, Anna? Yeah. Yes. Anna, are you okay?
Yeah.
Annie, are you okay? Okay. All right. So I'm gonna start us off. Thank you so much for being here today. Um, for those who are watching, my name is Deb, and I'm gonna be the host for this evening. Um, we have May and Anna, but I'm gonna give us a short introduction of what we're gonna talk about this evening. So basically, we're gonna talk about mothers, for all mothers and future mothers, or you can be a pet, like a mom to your pets or anything. If you call yourself a mother, this is for you. Okay, so if superpowers ever had a face, they would look like our mothers because who else would be able to house a baby for 9 months, right? That's what superheroes do. That's amazing. And then if you are a mother who never settles for less, be it at a workplace or at home, this is a time for you to slow down. Like this 1 hour of us hosting this YouTube live, take a breather and listen to us for 1 hour. Just slow down for a bit. Just take a break, take a breath, and prioritize your emotional and mental health since they are as important as your physical health. Even though a lot of times this may look like it's easier said than done. You know, in society where motherhood are and sacrifice are often seen as synonyms, like because mothers they tend to sacrifice a lot of their time, a lot of their energy, a lot of everything until there's nothing left for themselves. So which is kind of hard for mothers, and because they also juggle a lot of like roles such as caregiver, partner, homemaker, employee if the mothers are working, daughter-in-law if the mothers are married, and yeah, multiple others. Like mothers have a lot of roles other than being mothers, you know what I mean? And each of these roles are governed by attitudes, beliefs, perspective, and most of them have a set of many unrealistic expectations and demands, which often prove to be highly affecting on one's physical and mental health. And that's just a very short and brief introduction of what mothers are. I'm sure there are other definitions of what mothers are and what mothers do, and I'm sure you guys would know that. And yeah, so we're gonna start off with a brief introduction of both of you, both of our speakers right here. Um, let's start off with May. Just a brief introduction of who you are and what do you do. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. So I'm May. Okay, I'm a counselor. I provide counseling to people from all walks of life. And I also support individuals with learning disabilities at an NGO called Network in Ipoh. So I'm myself based in Ipoh. Yeah.
So for May is also under the inner link.
Yes, of course. My profile is in the link.
Yes, you
And
guys
I
can check.
myself is also a mother.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm here talking about a topic that really close to my heart. Yeah.
Yes. All right. So next we have Anna Tan, which is the founder of SNS. You can tell us who you are and what do you do.
Okay. Hi everyone. Thank you so much, Deb, and hello, May. Right. Yeah, my name is Anna. So I'm one of the associates in the Inner Link, and also I've been working with parents and children for the past 10 years. Um, so children and parents are the clients who are very close to my heart. And along the way, I see a lot of struggles with the mom as well. So yeah, I'm very happy to be part of tonight's sharing.
Yes. So thank you for being here,
Right.
both of you.
Thank
All
you.
right. So without further ado, we're gonna go for our first topic of the night. I may not be a mother myself, but according to my own mother, motherhood is a special feeling. But along with the joy of bringing light to life, like a new life, comes a variety of emotions. Like the moment you have a child, you're like, okay, I'm either anxious, I'm either angry, I'm either very happy, or I'm very this and that. That's what, according to my mom. Those feelings can be overpowering at times, therefore making the life of a mother go crazy. Sometimes you can see moms look like they are very disarray. Mothers sometimes do not prioritize their mental health and physical well-being. Like sometimes lah. Um, Based on your opinions, why do mothers ignore their mental health? Yeah, we can start off with May. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I don't think mothers, they intentionally ignore it.
Yeah.
Right. It's not like they want to do that. Like they are probably not aware as well that they are doing that. They're not putting their mental health first. Right. I think a lot of times we have already normalized it at how stressed parents are facing, the stress mother are facing. Everyone is just normalize it that until a point that it's so common and acceptable that if we are so exhausted, if we are so flat out to the bone, it's normal. It's part of motherhood. It is what it's supposed to be. It seems like it's supposed to be, right?
Yeah.
So we will still share like in social setting, our experience. A group of mothers sitting down or parents sitting down, they will just start to compare, right? How sleep deprived they are, or how anxious, how down they are feeling, right? To a point that perhaps again without ourselves knowing, that started to glorify it, like make it like, oh, it's just so common to talk about it, just so common to compare the stories of each other. So I think that's the point where mother just felt, oh, it seems to be normal. I mean, yes, it is common, but we have to remind ourselves and take a step back. Hey, is this normal? Is this normal that we are feeling this way? Or is it normal that I'm already at the verge of it, that I'm dying for help, like I really need to seek for help? Yeah, so that's one. And it's also, I think it's so natural and necessary that we always put our child needs first before
Yeah.
ourselves, right? It's so natural. It's like a mother instinct to do so. And a lot of times you will hear that parents or mothers will say that, I don't have time to do this. I already have so much tasks to do. I don't have time to do this anymore. Self-care is not the priority in my list at this moment. So that's how it is, that's how it could be the social standard, how the society expected the things to
Yeah.
be at this moment. Yeah.
That's actually really true. Like I always see like some mothers, they will literally look very exhausted every time, as long as their child or their family is okay first. Like they always put everyone else first and then them. Most of the time, they don't have time for themselves after they put everyone else first. Just kind of, it's very sad. But I hope the mothers tonight, yeah, I hope you guys are okay. I hope you're okay, May. All right. What about you, Anna? Like, why do mothers ignore their mental health based on your opinion and your perspective of when you see the
Well,
mothers? Yeah.
well, I totally agree with what May had mentioned. Mother don't intentionally ignore their mental health, but a lot of time when the moment they take up the role as a mother, right? So I'm looking at few perspectives. One is stay-at-home mom. So for stay-at-home mom, a lot of time they might be a struggle of I have to keep my KPI because previously they might be a working uh, person and then they give up their job to take care of the child. So right now their KPI is to be a good mother, to provide, to sacrifice themselves, you know? Yeah, so that's from the perspective of stay at home mom. And for those who are working, they might have that sense of guilt, like I spend some time at work. When I come back home, I try my best to be with my child. So by the time they come back, So there's only few hours left, and then they will try their best to maybe play with the child, to breastfeed the child, to do whatever they can with that limited time. So by the time they are done, it's already sleep time. So the routine goes on every day. So technically, there's no time for me time.
Mm.
And I heard a lot from the mom, a lot of the stay-at-home mom, that they don't even have privacy in the toilet anymore, especially with the young kids,
Yeah.
because it's like the kid will be like banging on the toilet door, screaming and shouting like "mommy, mommy." So even like going to the loo is like open. They have to open the door. Yeah. So it's like it's really a very big struggle for mom here. So I would like to have a big shout out here to the mom, like, hey, we hear you, and you're not alone. Yeah.
Yes. Good job, moms. Thank you for
Yeah. Good job.
sacrificing even your personal time in the toilet for us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like because my sister she recently had a child, so
Mm.
she has two children now, and the eldest is 5 years old, and then I rarely see my sister being alone because they're always with her. And then sometimes she's like, okay, I need the grandparents to take care of my children for a bit so that I can have my me time. I'm lucky my parents are like, okay, you know what? Give them to us so that you can have your me time. Just I'm quite glad that yeah, modern parents like they're not afraid to ask for help now. Just very nice, yeah. Because like last time, if you ask for help, it means you're weak, kind of thing. It's a stigma thing, When you ask for help, you're weak. You're a failure. But I'm glad like right now people are more open to being able to ask for help, even though they're like even mothers or fathers. And then yeah, it's quite nice to see like people are open up to reach out to get help. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
moving on. All right. In a society where discussing mental health is a taboo, I was talking about how it was a stigma of asking for help. Especially talking about mental health is still a stigma. People might think that every time when someone says mental health, they will automatically assume, oh, they're crazy. That's the first thing that comes into someone's mind, like mental health equals crazy. It's not equals crazy, guys. All right, because it becomes hard for mothers to accept or express the need to seek help in raising kids. These are some of the mothers. They still feel like they are judged outside, like they are stigmatized. Basically, like if they ask for help, they're weak. If they ask for help, they're a failure as a mom. It's like, but this time I'm talking about postpartum depression. I hope both of you are quite okay with this topic. Um, is postpartum depression a major issue, and how does it affect the children? Like, yeah, we can start off with Anna first.
Okay. Right. Postpartum depression, one of the cause is the changes in the hormone during the
Mhm.
pregnancy and
Yeah.
after delivering. So it is something, and also it could the changes of taking care of the child 24/7, lacking of sleeps, and change of routine can be the contributing factors as well. So come back to your questions of how does this affect the child? Um, it depends on the level of the postpartum depression, because some of the mom, it goes to the level whereby they can't even take care of themselves.
Mhm.
So with that, there's an obvious outcome of, if they are not able to take care of themselves, how are they going to take care of their child, right? Yeah. So another thing is postpartum depression can also lead to suicidal thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is where seeking help, getting support, reaching out is very, very important.
Mhm.
Like what you mentioned, there is the stigma like you're weak when you seek
Yeah.
out, when you reach out for help. But in actual fact, it is not, because you can't control the hormones, you can't control the mood swings. Yeah, the thoughts can be lingering, right?
Yeah.
So it is very, very, very important to seek professional support. And the understanding of family is very important as well.
Yeah,
Because
true.
for the older generation, they might thought like, hey, if I can take care of 10 kids, there's no postpartum depression last time, how come this generation is so weak? Yeah,
Yeah.
this kind of stigma might stop the person from seeking help as well. So I guess it's very important to understand that when you seek out for help, you are not weak at all. And you are
Yes.
also helping your child when you do that. Yeah. I'm not sure about how about May. What do you think, May?
Yeah. What do you think, May?
Yeah, it's definitely a public health challenge. I think postpartum depression, right? And often it get undiagnosed. So maybe we get a bit of time here to talk about the differences between baby blues and postpartum depression.
Mm.
A lot of time people may just contribute to it's just baby blues.
Mm.
Just change of environment. You're going through transition because of like what Anna said, the hormonal change. Therefore, you are having this baby blues. But for baby blues, usually it only lasts for about 2 weeks, up to 2 weeks, right? After the baby is born, after the baby is here, baby blues last for 2 weeks. And the major difference is baby blues, it will resolve on its own. Yes, they are right that a lot of people may go through baby blues because of the sudden change. And previously, you don't have this little human that you need to take care of. And just one day, boom, it's there and you have to take care of it, right? I mean, take off the baby, right? So there are these baby blues here that we are talking about. It will resolve itself and it comes only after baby is born. Okay, but for postpartum depression, again, like what Anna said, depend on the severity, right? It may even come before the baby arrives, when the mother is pregnant with a child, right? They're already feeling that depressed, that the symptoms of feeling like those depression symptoms, and perhaps like what Anna said, suicidal thoughts, right? And there are also several contributing factors to PPD, right? Because for baby blues, it's usually the hormonal change. But postpartum depression, it could be family history. It could be previously, before this person is pregnant, they may have some history on anxiety, depression. Okay, it could also be the relationship at home strenuous at this moment. So there are a lot other contributing factors to it. And usually it will not resolve on its own. If it goes beyond 2 weeks, then okay, I probably this is a time that I need to seek help. Yes, this is a time that I need to reach out, right? And when you ask about whether it affect the children, actually studies have shown that as well. If the maternal mental health issues, not just mothers, father as well, right? There's also some link into kids' mental health. So how kids, we always say they will observe as well to see how their parents are feeling, how their emotions are like, and they may adapt into it because they want to survive, right? They want to be liked, and sometimes they will adapt to that. So when parents are depressed, like if they don't feel like taking care of the kids, naturally we will see that the interaction may have lessened, right? And that's when you see that there may be difficulties in sleeping and eating for the babies. Research has also showed that there's delay in language as well. So definitely there will be some direct link to the kids' development, be it behavioral as well as the cognitive performance. Yeah.
And I guess to add on to that,
Mm.
because according to Eric Erickson, like
Yeah.
there is a certain age whereby children actually develop certain stages, like for example, trust versus mistrust. So whenever the baby cries and if there's no attention being given, So the child actually might felt like, oh, there's a lack of sense of security, because imagine whenever they cry, the parents are not there, or
Mm.
it's inconsistent. When they cry, sometimes the parents are there, sometimes it's not there. So obviously it affects the child's sense of trust towards the world. Like, is this a safe place then, right? Yeah, would I actually need whatever, get this help whenever I need it? Yeah. So
Yeah, this is what we often neglect, I think, and we didn't realize
mm,
that parents' mental health issues
mm,
can actually affect children's development.
Yeah.
mm,
It
yeah.
will show more when they grow up, right? Like even when they're
It
children, you
may
can
be,
see
yeah.
it, but it will show more when as they grow up.
Yeah, it may be.
All right. Such an amazing answers coming from the both of you about PPD and how it affects the children. So other than PPD, we're gonna talk about just now. Anna mentioned about the differences between if you're being a stay-at-home mom and also working mothers. Um, and we're gonna talk a little about working mothers now. Working mothers are often expected to work like they don't have children. Especially if they're a corporation where it's not very mother friendly, where the working time is very very stretched, or sometimes it's fixed, but sometimes they have to work overtime and the workload and everything. Yeah, so it's basically like they're working like they don't have children, they don't have to raise the children, as if yeah, as if they don't have a family. Basically, it's basically they just see them as women who wants to work, but they're not a mother. I've seen many mothers in life work endlessly and with unrealistic working hours too. Literally just to put food on the table after work. Like literally, they have to go back after they, even after they go back from work, they also work. Like some of the mothers, as in they literally have to put food on the table, not just getting money to get food on the table. They literally have to go to the kitchen to cook, to put food on the table. It's not just a saying. And to continue to do household chores and to deal with household problems as if work is not too much for them already. Like as if work is nothing. Like I have to deal with this at home already. Then I have to deal with things at work, things at home, things at work, things at home. It's a daily routine where they have to deal with a lot of problems every day, whether it's at home or at work. So mothers are expected to thread a fine line between family and work. For based on your opinion as professionals, what is the best balance for family and work life for mothers? Okay, just now we start off with Anna. Now we're gonna start off with me. Yeah.
Um, I will just give a short answer first, right?
Okay.
If there's anything, the balance that we are talking about, I would like to say that, realistically, there will be no best balance or perfect
Mm,
balance, okay, between work and family or working mother. And I think that's okay. That's really okay. It doesn't mean that you're a bad mom, or it doesn't mean that you feel as a person that are working, be it entrepreneur, business person, and employee, employers, or and it also doesn't feel you as a mother. No, and that's really okay, because if we hold on to the thought that we always want to have that best balance, you know, that's what we are saying, that we are actually setting expectations for ourselves. And if we didn't achieve that expectation, or we didn't get that through, there will be a lot of unhappiness, resentment coming in, perhaps.
mm,
Right? So the short answer is no. I don't think that we can ever able to balance between work as well as family. Um, but there are a few things that we can do, right? So before going back, I would like to just share that I think, again, the society, there's this very ideal mothering approach that we have been learning from, or have already ingrained in our mind, that how we have to put our needs um, on the back burner, and then have the children needs come first. So working mother usually will feel this immense guilt, right, when they prioritize career. And there's always this little voice maybe at the back of the mind that telling you that, oh, you need to be a perfect mother, and you need to balance work and family, and you have this expectation is also to be a good employee or to be a good business person, entrepreneur, whatever that the mother is working on. So there's these unrealistic expectations that we have out there. You have to be perfect in all. But if we take a step back and think, does this apply to the dads? Does this apply to the males? Right. So there is a lot of unlearning that we need to do here. It's just because that people say mothering is supposed to be, you have to be 24/7 there for your kid, and you have to be this perfect, you have to be that perfect. But that doesn't make you less of a mother if you don't do that. And it's okay to take priority, work as your priority sometimes. That's totally fine. I think it's really to accept that reality that being a working mother, it can be messy, right? A lot of times. Maybe we are in a virtual meeting and your kids pop up. And that's okay, right? And maybe once in a while you miss your kids' parents' meeting, or you miss your kids' performance at school, or some events that require parents' attendance. I think that's okay as well. It's nothing to be ashamed of. So what's important here is we want to be able to redefine our expectation, right? At that moment, what do we think that we need to prioritize? If it's work, that's okay, no judgment. Then just put work as a priority at that moment. And if at that point in time you think that family needs to come first, then do that. So it's really to redefine the expectation rather than holding on to finding the balance between work and family. And having to be committed to your work, putting your dream first, putting your ambition first, or even letting others say that, oh, you're such ambitious mother. No, that doesn't mean that you're a bad mother. Yeah. Yeah. So we have to keep the perspective both sides. Meaning to say that if you miss your kids' performance, or any games, maybe soccer games or anything, that doesn't mean that you are neglecting your child or you abandon them, right? If at that point of time you miss a meeting, that doesn't mean that your career is over as well. Doesn't mean that you won't be able to get that promotion. So we will have to keep the perspective on both sides and telling ourselves that that's okay. Yeah.
It really is based on the mother itself, based on the person itself, right? To set their own goal.
Yeah, and the expectations that they are having, to redefine it and to really explore. And I think Anna will have something to say as well
Yes,
on
yes.
this. Definitely.
All right, Anna.
Right. Yeah. Well, I think May has pointed out a very valid point by saying that, uh, you can't be 100% on everything once you have a child. So it's very important not to try to be perfect on everything, because it's going to stress ourselves out. But the keyword here is balance. I guess the balance can be strived to a certain extent if, let's say, when the mother have to focus on work, does the mother have options of seeking help from others, reaching out? So can the child be put in a daycare, say if when the mom is working, or can the grandparents, nanny help to take care? So that we try to strive a balance of taking care of their child's mental health needs, as well as the mom's need in, let's say, managing the career, right? Um, because I do work with children a lot as well, I do know the impact of parents missing certain uh, parental meeting or sports day, because the thing is the child feels neglected when everyone else have their parents there, but when the child is alone. So the key here is, of course, I do agree with what May said, not to beat ourselves up by saying that, hey, I have to attend every single event. But when you're not able to attend, can you find a substitute, a person that the child is actually close to, so that the child don't feel neglected, or like, oh, everyone else has somebody there to support and cheer for them during sports day, or everyone has someone to listen to what the teacher has to say, the good things about them in class, right? So at least there's someone. So I guess that's the part on managing the child's mental health. But come back to the parents' mental health. So I guess it's important to discuss with our partner on how to basically spread out the weight of being a parent, right? So can, like, let's say the male have to have certain projects or deadlines to meet. So maybe the mother can come in and help, and vice versa. The dad can support the mom as well. So it might not be a 50-50 ratio of balance, but at least there's some form of mutual understanding and support. So in that sense, it's like, when there's a saying like, when it rains and you're alone, you feel like it's very lonely. But when you have a partner to be in the storm with you, you can dance in the storm kind of feeling. Because parenting can be a bumpy ride, especially imagine like you have deadlines to meet and then your child is not well. So which one do you take care of first? The deadline and the child health is equally important. So this is a time where by seeking help, reaching out is very, very important. Or nowadays, COVID, right? When COVID
Yeah.
hits a childcare center, the whole center has to be closed down for a week, for example, or a few days for sanitizations. So the parents can receive a very short notice. Maybe on the way to work, they thought of dropping their child in the daycare center, then, oh no, the, the daycare center is closed. So what
Yeah.
do you do now? You bring your child to work, or what, Yeah, so I guess having backups, having reaching out for helps is very important, and that support system, like maybe among working mom and stay-at-home mom, if there's a time like they can help each other out, perhaps it could be a balance. A balance can be strived. Yeah.
It's very nice.
When Anna said it, it reminded me of a quote like, raising a child, it really needs a village, right? So really having that help, the extra help, it's very important.
True. Okay. So basically, what I've gathered from the both of you is like there is no best balance for family and work life for mothers. There is just mother being a mother, whether it's at work, whether it's at home. So both of you raises like very important points that you guys mentioned just now. And before that, we're gonna take like just a 1 minute break to remind the viewers that we are gonna open a Q&A session after everything is done. And if you guys want to leave your questions for Anna or May, you guys can leave it in the comment section right now so that we can read it after the session is done. And then, yeah, we will try our best to answer it because we have two great professionals right here and then they can answer your questions. So, yeah, continuing. All right, we're going to go back to our topic about mothers. Taking time for your own interests should not result in guilt. Like sometimes mothers might have hobbies. Like of course everyone has hobbies, right? Which uh, sometimes when mothers they spend time, for example, on the weekends when they are free. Sometimes they feel like they want to do their like hobbies. I don't know. Maybe they want to play some music. Maybe they want to play some sports. They want to play games, for example. And sometimes they feel guilty because they have free time that they filled with leisure things like leisure activities. And I understand that it is easier said than done, but because instinctively mothers would always want to put their family first no matter what. And is being a little selfish, just a little, for mothers to self care for themselves first before their family? Is it a must for them? Or why do you think it's hard for mothers to put themselves first? Yeah. We can start off with Anna first. Yeah. Is it okay for mothers to
Okay.
be a little selfish, just a little bit? Yeah.
Okay, I wouldn't use the word selfish, but I would say that to prioritize their need,
Mm-hmm.
because I think we mentioned earlier as well, if the mom is not able to function, you know, how
Yeah.
could they give like a proper support to their child? But again, having said that, if the mom is taking care of a very young children, it is almost close to impossible to have that me time or self-care, because
Yeah.
especially if it's a newborn, because the newborn can be like crying in the middle of the night, so mother's sleep is basically interrupted, so there's no sleep throughout, and uh, baby can be crying because they're hungry, they are lonely, they are they need a diaper change. So technically, there is no such luxury for mother with newborn to like, oh, I need to go for a yoga class, or I need to like, you know, have a uh, drawing art class. It is technically quite challenging and difficult for mother with newborn. But what I actually share with my clients is that maybe try to have that short break just to ground yourself, just to have a quick recharge moment, like even like stepping away to make yourself your favorite drink, to listen to one song that you like, or to watch a short video clips that is funny. So it gives you that short recharging moment of self-care, instead of, oh, I used to be able to go for a swim, I used to be able to go for a trip with my friends, you know. Yeah, so at least there's still something to help the mom to pull through this moment until the child is old enough to be sent to the daycare or to be handed over to other people to take care of them. So it's like more like a surviving mode, surviving 101 tip, yeah, for mother. Yeah, how about May? What do you think, May?
Yeah, I agree definitely the short break, because
Mm-hmm.
yeah, sometimes people may say that oh, your baby when your baby sleep, you sleep. But that's not necessarily the truth, right? Because there are times that we need to do a lot of other things. And maybe you need to go for a shower. Maybe that's what you need at that moment, right? So really what we can say is short break. And I'll probably just also just share some perspective here that help us to really see how if we don't put ourselves um, or a little bit time for ourselves, the self-care comes a little bit like just some time for ourselves, right? Then what will you have, or you will maybe pile up some emotions like again resentment, the unhappiness, right? So imagine if we always see motherhood as sacrifices, if we always put ourselves that after having a baby, that's why I'm sacrificing my time here, I'm sacrificing. I mean, I'm not saying that we are not in some levels, in certain ways, probably yes, they are. We have to make some adjustment. But if we are not being like what Dad said, a little selfish to put yourself first sometimes, right? Then there will be this accumulated resentment and unhappiness. Again, kids will pick them up, right? They will always pick the like they will pick it up along the way. And if we don't take care of ourselves first, then what are the message that we are sending to them? We are telling them that it's okay not to prioritize yourself. And if I don't prioritize myself, my emotion get affected, my mental health get affected. It means it's okay for me to let it out to others. We are giving them that message. So look at it another way. If we are putting ourselves a little bit time again, like what Anna said, just give yourself a short period of time, do something that you like, do something that you enjoy. Then you are also giving the message to the kid that say that prioritizing yourself is important. And also telling your kids that you don't need to bend yourself over for others all the time. It's okay for you to have that little time for yourself. Yeah. So I think that's what we are hoping to do as to do that modeling to show the kids.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and just to add on a little bit on that, I think it is important for mom to take care of themselves because that helps them to have that energy, that patience to deal with toddlers who are overwhelmed with a lot of things. Because have you ever seen the toddlers who are overwhelmed with things? They can be screaming, crying frantically for hours.
Yes.
Yeah, so if the mom do not take care of themselves, technically the mom will just either cry together with the toddler or started screaming at the toddler, which is quite detrimental to the mental health of both parties.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you so much for the answers that you guys provided. I'm sorry for using the word selfish because that's the first thing that came into my mind. Like, sometimes self-care, I know self-care doesn't equal selfish, but yeah,
Some
because
people will feel so, yeah. They will feel
yeah,
that it's selfish
Yeah.
to do
Yes,
self-care,
yes.
yes.
Yeah.
basically feeling selfish is something that you think that, oh, I feel guilty for being selfish kind of thing. Selfish comes with guilt, something like that, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So we have a few questions. In the comment section on YouTube, but before we get into that, if you guys have any questions for Anna and May about motherhood, about mothers, you guys can still ask. We will still be here before I ask the last question for Anna and May. So yeah, we're still accepting questions if you guys want to ask. We already have a few questions. Yeah. So this is the last question for the both of you. If you have a message to give to the viewers tonight about mothers, or being a mother, or motherhood, what will it be? It's very up to you, like what message you're gonna give. Whether it wants to be a personal message, whether it wants to like a general one, it's totally up to you. Um, so yeah, we can start off with May.
Yeah, sure. I think with the social media, with everything that it's so accessible, right? The internet, that we probably have a lot of unsolicited advice out there already. Maybe your parents, your in-laws coming in talking to you, and also, but if there's something a takeaway message that I would like to give to viewers tonight, I would just like to tell them that we can embrace diversity in motherhood. Okay, so again, it could be the social expectations right now that telling us that we have to be the ideal mother out there, to be there for the kids 24/7, to be there, even to do maybe like the diaper change, all those. Maybe it's like very feminine thing, only the ladies can do, perhaps, But those are, yes, the social standards. But hey, there are also mothers out there that have started to make choices for themselves, mold their own path as a mother, and also their career, right? So you can embrace motherhood in your own way. There's no need to again to just follow or hang on to the social standards of mothering. And if we are empowered to cover our own pathway of our own, like the motherhood path, or with or without career, whether stay at home mom, how you would like to be, rather than just living based on what the society think we should do, right? I think it will slowly have the ripple effect on people around us too, so that people will know that, oh, hey, there's other ways of mothering. Motherhood is not just one way, just like this. It doesn't need to be this way or doesn't need to be that way. There can be a lot of we can embrace diversity, and rather than belittle other mothers, I think we can try to understand from their point of view, respect their options, because sometimes we don't know, right? We have to listen to their stories before we know like what's really going on for them. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great advice for the mothers out there. What about you, Anna?
Well, I have messages for both parties. One is the public and one is the mothers. So I just want to have a big shout out to all the moms. It's like, hey, moms who are viewing this, you are just, you're great, you're awesome. So never let anyone tell you that you are not, all right? And to the public, please stop being a social police who start to judge when a kid start to, have a meltdown in the public and it's like, oh, must be bad parenting. Or start walking to the mom, you should do this and that. So, and yeah, what May say is very valid as well. It's like there's no one size fit all kind of parenting. There could be a lot of like parenting videos telling you, oh, parenting 101, you should do this, do that. But you are the one who's executing this. You are the person who's being with your child 24/7, knowing your child inside out. Technically, you know what works and what don't. And so just give yourself a pat on the shoulder. On the bad days, at least like, hey, I survived a bad day. On the good days, like, yay, well done, good job, right? Yeah, so you're not alone. You're not alone, all right? Yeah, support is always there. Love is always there.
Yes, guys. Hear those advice, heed those advice, memorize those advice because those are both great advices. All right. So thank you so much for the messages that you've given to the people, our viewers. We're gonna move on to our Q&A session. Um, we have quite a number of questions to answer here. Hopefully, we can get through all of them by tonight, but it's okay if we don't. Okay, the first question is it okay to tell the kids that I'm not okay or I'm not good, I'm not feeling well at the moment? Like, is it okay for a mother to say that to a kid, to a child? Like, either one of you can take this question.
Okay,
Perhaps.
can I go first? Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, so to me, I've been teaching both the parents and the kids a lot on emotional intelligence. So I think it is very important for parents to be congruent with their own emotions if you want to teach kids on emotional intelligence. So to me, it's definitely okay to tell the kids that, oh, I'm feeling a bit sad today, I'm feeling a bit angry today, I'm feeling a bit disappointed today, or I'm tired today. But bear in mind, do not make the kids to parent you. You can share your feelings with the kid, but and also don't use emotional blackmail style to share their emotions with the kids. For example, don't tell the kids that you are making mommy sad.
Oh.
Yeah, because I think this is one of the common phrases that I usually hear. But why do I say try to refrain yourself from saying that? Is because you are making the child feel as if he or she is responsible for your emotions. You can say that, oh, I am sad because you did certain things, the behavior, but not towards the kid.
Mm.
So I guess it's very important to have this in mind. So yes, definitely it is okay to share your emotions with your child, and but do not expect your child to be your therapist to hold space for you, right? Because they don't have the capacity to do that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with what Anna said, right? Because um, our emotions are not our kids' responsibility to look after or to take care of, right? It's our own responsibility to look after or to take care of it, right? It's totally okay to tell your kid how you are feeling at that moment. Say that if you are feeling tired, stressed, angry, the emotions are so overwhelmed at that moment. I always like to say the modeling, right? Again, you model it to your kids, right? So if you're feeling this way, how do you help yourself to feel better? Or maybe you tell your kids that I just need 5 minutes for myself. I will get back to you, right? Just hold on to your thoughts or questions at that moment, right now I'm just I need some time for myself to calm down. Then then you can go. Not that you just give them a cold shoulder and walk away without telling them. Sometimes people may misunderstood that. Well, isn't that better because I'm not shouting at them, I walk away, but that is actually giving them a cold war, like telling them that I'm not talking to you, or like what Anna said, the blackmail, right? So that's not what we want to do. But it's understandable that parents, we are still human, we are just human, we have intense emotion, and that's okay to let them know and to show it to them. How can you help yourself to feel better? I need to do deep breathing, maybe, right? I need to be away just for 5 minutes. I need some time to I need to go to toilet. Just something that you want to do for yourself to make yourself feel better at that moment. Let them know, show it to them. The healthy way of expressing it, or to manage the emotion.
Yeah. This
Yeah,
is
I
also
guess.
another way. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
This
Yeah,
is
I
also
guess
another way
maybe.
to teach. Yeah.
Mm,
Okay.
mm.
Continue, Zena. Sorry. You can go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry. Because what I hear May say, a very important thing is to demonstrate a healthy way of
Mm.
to channel the emotions. Because yes, parents are human beings too. So when you're angry, you're angry. You can't be like saying that, oh, I'm not angry, when you're actually, your blood is like boiling. So how do you channel the anger energy then? Oh, I need to go for a run. Would you like to run with me? I need to go and pour a cup of water. I need to do 10 times of deep breathing. Would you count for me? 1, 2, 3, 4. The kids will be more than happy to count for you, right? And that will buy you time to calm yourself down too. Yeah, and sorry that for interrupting. You can continue what you want to say just now. Yeah.
Oh, no, no, sorry. That was my bad.
Yeah.
So basically, in a way that whatever you guys just mentioned just now, by telling your kids like nicely that I just need a moment for myself, it also kind of teaches them what if they're feeling overwhelmed, and then as they grow up they'll feel like, oh, I remember my mom did this last time when I was a kid, and then they, instead of like being angry, I need to tell someone like, not now, I need time for myself. Like these things, they like we've mentioned this along tonight's session, that kids learn what they see. Kids will learn what they see. So when they see their mom do this, like instead of giving them the cold shoulder or shouting at them, they say it nicely to them. Like they will learn how to say it nicely to other people, like maybe to their friends. It's like, I'm sorry, I'm not feeling it right now, I'm gonna just go, instead of like shouting at their friend like, no, just go away, like that. They tend to learn all these things from their parents too. So yeah, both of you, thank you so much for the answer. I'm gonna go next to the next question from Leah. All right. So, what are some helpful ways to deal with postpartum depression? Yeah, we talked about this just now, right? Yeah. So, um, I think May can go first. Yeah.
So I think first thing first, we will need to listen to the person, that how are they feelings, and how are they feeling, and what are the perhaps the help that they need at that moment, right? So because sometimes it's so important to just listen first and be there for them when they need someone to be there. To listen to them, to see what are the things that we can help out with. Sometimes they need some time to express. Maybe they tell you that the physical things that they need help with, the tasks that they need help with. So sometimes it's adjustment like this that may help with the situation. Or but again, I think I would like to emphasize is rather than jumping into conclusion that these are the help that they need, or these are the solution that they need, then very importantly is we need to listen first. To know that what they are going through before deciding what can we do next. What's the action plan next? Yeah. I think this is very general because again, everyone is going through postpartum depression differently. Even the symptoms can be different, so it's very hard to say what are the helpful ways to help them. Listen with no judgment. I would say that. Yeah.
Well, for me, I would say that refrain from trying to give them advice like what May has said, like don't jump into the conclusion, because a lot of time, a lot of people try to be the problem solver, and it's not gonna help the person who's suffering from postpartum depression. And stop like pressuring them into doing certain things like, oh, maybe you should do this, maybe you should try this, you should do that. Yeah, try to empathize with them first, and seek at the same time encourage them to seek professional help, because like what May mentioned, it is really case by case basis on what is the proper intervention for postpartum depression. So the best is for that individual to seek help from mental health professional who are experienced in supporting cases like this, and then to work together with the professional to walk through the path. So I guess as family member, just remember to refrain yourself from judging or pressuring. Just be there and listen, like what May mentioned.
All right. So we have a few more questions to answer. Next is from Tae Yi Shat. How does a mother's mental health affect child development? All right. And I think this is for you.
Okay, right. Okay. As I mentioned, because I work with both children and teenagers, so a lot of time I do see that not just mother, I would say parents. When the parents, like for example, like what May say, they just walk away when they are not feel, they don't feel like talking to the child, right? What is the message that is sent to the child is, I'm not important, I'm neglected, and worse still, I'm abandoned. So if this happened to the child's thought process, what happened is that the child's self-worth, self-confidence level will be relatively low. They will feel very insecure. The anxiety level can be high, because we all know that a healthy child needs a lot of reassurance, right? Needs a lot of sense of security. So if you are doing the opposite, obviously the outcome is the other way around, right? Yeah, so that is one. Another one is if the parents constantly shout to the child, what happens is that the child will be very, very timid, very scared to voice out their opinion, fear of authority. Yeah, yeah. So these are the two examples that I can think of on the effects of the mental health of the parents towards the child. How about you, May?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think previously I've mentioned before that when we talk about postpartum depression, actually not just postpartum depression, but maternal mental health, not just mothers, fathers' mental health as well. That many research has showed that it actually affects child development directly or indirectly, because when when a mother is so preoccupied with certain thoughts that they are obsessed with, or certain emotions that it's so overwhelming for them, there will be a change when it comes to interacting with your kids or interacting with people around you. So like what Anna said, people, they will start sensing that I'm not being like it's I'm being abandoned in some ways, right? Or like when mom is yelling at me, which means I did something wrong. Turns out to be they will be timid, right? And researchers show that for toddler or for babies, then they will have difficulties when it comes to sleeping and eating. Delay in language development for toddler, right? Sometimes maybe their excessive crying could be also again picked up from parents, and that lead into them crying excessively because it's so they don't know how to manage or control their emotions. Parents are not emotionally available for them. right? It will also affect the cognitive performance. So it may affect their attention, their focus. And yeah, these are the few that I can think of from the research that I've seen. But I think there will be more to that. I remember like anger management, all those also, because it can be. I mean, we are not talking about this is the sole factor that contributed to it. We are not saying that parents' mental health contributed to it, but parents' mental health could be one of the contributing factor, one of the risk factor that affect the child development. And there are and others factors too, like bullying in school, right? Or something happen in other setting, daycare or at home, or daycare, school, grandparents' house. So not just parents solely, but yes, research has showed that there is a link between parents' mental health and kids' development.
All right, so we're gonna answer one last question. Actually, have two questions, but yeah, this is the last one since it's already 9 p.m. Another one from Leah. Can we have some tips for mothers and parents in general who easily lose their cool with their children? So I assume like this meant like they are short-tempered, easily angry with the children. Are there quick ways to stay calm in those moments? Yeah. Can you start off with me?
Yeah, I will just give a quick tips because again we don't know the context right now, so I think it's also difficult for us to know like what exactly going through in the person household, or something going on at this moment. But the quick way is breathing, deep breathing. When we talk about deep breathing, you can start off with the box breathing, or always teach the kids, the starfish breathing, where you breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. I think that's one of it. And the box, you breathe in. When you're drawing a box, that's 4 seconds for you. And then you hold it for 4 seconds. And then you breathe it out again for 4 seconds. So that would be the quick way. Another thing is what we always say, the grounding technique. When you feel that you are really losing your cool, you have that awareness. I think I'm hearing that, Elia, you have the awareness that I'm losing it. The temper is coming, or I know that this intense emotion is coming. So then we ground ourselves down, okay? Start to engage your senses. Your hearing, what you can see, what you can smell, what you can taste, and what you can touch. So there's this 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding technique to do. Yeah, 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things that you can hear, 2 things that you can smell, and 1 thing that you can taste. If it's too overwhelming for you, that's okay. We just do 3, 2, 1. 3 things you can touch. It's very that you can adjust. It's very flexible. You can just do that for yourself to know that whatever stress they are feeling, they are not threat that will take your life off, but it's something that, yes, our brain is seeing as a threat, our brain is seeing it as a stressor, but we know that these two shall pass. We can get through it. Yeah. What about Anna?
Okay, I think I'm gonna give a very layman example. The first thing first is like shout, "Daddy, come and take over!" All right, because I'm losing it. Yeah, because sometimes being human being, when we are angry. Sometimes yes, if we do have that level of practice and awareness of, oh, I remember to do my breathing, my grounding at that moment is wonderful. Okay, please practice that. But if we are still in the journey of learning that, I guess the fastest tip is to get someone who is at the very stable mood at that moment to come and handle the overwhelmed child first while you take a break and take a breather. Yeah, and do whatever you need. Go and take a shower or take a walk in the garden or whatsoever. Yeah, and quick tips. Yeah, of course, the best is we can stay with the kids and do the breathing is like to demonstrate that. But if we can't, don't be too harsh on ourselves as well. Yeah, just walk away. It is okay. Yeah, uh, if you need to have a punching bag at home, yeah, prepare one, and at least you're showing the child like, okay, I am channeling my anger in a way that I'm not hurting others, I'm not hurting myself. Yeah, but do not just simply throw plates, throw things on the floor. It will scare the child. Yeah, and don't just lash it out. Yeah, another way of like if you want to practice anger management together with your child, I think blowing balloon, like blowing a physical balloon, actually helps as well. It's that you blow, 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 and then you imagine like you're blowing all your anger in the balloon, and then you let it out. So the child normally will start laughing, and that can be quite entertaining for the parents. Yeah. So, yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for answering all the questions that we have. Even though there are one other question that we didn't get to answer tonight because of limited time. And thank you so much for May and Anna. Thank you so much for being here this evening. For taking time to be in this session this evening to talk about mothers and motherhood and just mothers in general. And with with everything that you guys have answered with the Q&A and then some of the questions that I asked myself, you guys have answered it very, very well. And it's really easy to understand. And I hope our viewers will think the same as me. I really enjoyed our session this evening. So thank you so much. And other than that, we also have tomorrow we're gonna have HIV testing at Teal Center by PT Foundation from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. This week we're gonna have art therapy workshop at Teal Center too on the 28th of August, which is a Sunday. So yeah, thank you, and I hope I can do another session with you guys, like both of you. Probably we're gonna talk about something else because it has been very, very informative with both of you this evening. I hope to see you guys soon, and yeah, have a nice evening. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.